back we're going to do row 4A, and that means we're going to anchor that previous red. I'm going to find our stitch. It's a little bit difficult because the red went over our single crochet. Should avoid that, because now it's hard to find your stitch. See, this is the stitch for the single crochet, and I need to go through this stitch, but you should avoid getting all stitches there. So yes, I made a mistake already, like I'm always do, but just make sure you don't do all the stitches there, all the colors there, because when you have 3 colors it's hard to do, you know, there, and your sides gets thick. I didn't sew my ends in yet. That's because I will make a border around it, and I will make a tutorial for that finally too. So yay! There, that's my border stitch, and now I'm continuing with my pattern, which is a double crochet. And now I start anchoring already at the back, because I will start this one, I anchored the second one, and this one I anchored the first one, and I will start anchoring the second one here and the first one there. So we have a little bit of a mix match. So I will start anchoring already directly in the first stitch. See? You think this will be difficult, but it's only the first stitch. Keep some air in that stitch, keep some air in that stitch. We do a normal one here. See, you don't need anchoring there. We go anchoring here, and see, this goes easier already, and this goes reasonable fast. You know, you need to pay attention on your work, but it goes reasonable fast. And it's such a great way to hide your stitches, because you think you skip one, oh, it will show. Really won't show that much, to be honest. And surprisingly how it hides, because the red yarn going to hide behind that double crochet of the pink one, and the gray gets lifted just a little bit. You keep those stitches airy, see, keep it. But look, see, that's okay. I think it's pretty okay. And I looked for other methods online, and I found my method the best, how I do it. It's a question of preference, but I don't like those when it gets too thick, your work, you know. And this gets already too thick because it's 2 layers. It's really 2 layers, but at least I skip one stitch and keep it airy. So you get those single crochets in the back, do their work, and not suffocate the yarn, you know. Look, and really you see it a little bit, you always will see it a little bit, but you don't see those long threads lying in the back that you sometimes see with work. And here it's nicely hidden. You can do each stitch, but I prefer to do mine, there's a little fluffy there, I prefer to do mine 1 and 1 anchoring and 1 normal. And it's you can choose to do skip 2 if you see your work is getting too stressed. I call it too stressed when things get too tight. Then you can see skip an extra one and see if that works better for you. Okay, we did our 21 single crochets, and look, the color change goes behind those 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. And then 1, 2, 3, and then 1 single crochet, and 1 double crochet, and 3 double crochets, sorry, 1, 3, 1, 2, and 3. Look, and you see our color change here. It's nicely behind. I always try to hide it, the color change behind the stitch, but you can do color change in the middle of a row, that it just starts with another color, if you not want only to put a pattern in, but also want to put something, well, like color change in it. And then it's 21 again. We skip the first one because we've done that in the start, in the previous row, and now we take this one. So you lift up one, you alternate with lifting up the stitches, the evens and the odd ones. You don't have to do it, but it's something weird in my mind that I do. And it's also that when you take alternate stitches, see this one was lifted, now this one is lifted, that it gives the work again some air. I don't know how you say it otherwise, but it's, I think always, I crochet tight, I know that, and especially with acrylic, I have to lose my tension because otherwise it becomes something I can kill burglars with. So hard. It's not a pillow anymore, but a rock cover. So I always lose. Normally I have my yarn like this, but now I lose all tension because I need to keep the work airy, and it works pretty nice. And you see, it looks pretty decent in the front. Did I anchor it? I anchored it, see? I anchored it. No? I haven't seen color change doing like this. It's something I thought out in my silly brain of myself, how I could hide the second color the best. And then I thought, well, there is something as anchoring the stitch with the single crochets instead of the double ones, because the next one we will decide to anchor it with the double crochets. And here we come, a last double crochet, and we're going to do our border stitch. 1 2 3, we skip that one. Yeah, border stitch comes here, and another one, and pull through, and snap. You can keep them longer, but I like them to save my yarn. There. And we have our color change in the middle, and this is the back. See, it looks pretty decent. You see the color through a little bit, but you can decide, well, I want to hide it all, but still, if you lift all them up, you will see it. But like this, you hide it pretty decent. At least when you have a blanket, you don't pull it at the back, you know. And what is pink in the front will become gray in the back. That's a little bit fun too. That's fun. Okay, let's do our next one, and that is for B. I'll see you then.